modeling freaks, fans, and friends. It's the Pope of Plastic here from not the Cathedral of Model Building, but Harry's Hobbies in beautiful Massachusetts. I'm sure you've seen my video. I did the tour of Harry's. And let me say, I got to say thank you for, on behalf of the folks here at Harry's Hobbies. They've had so many people come in because of that video, and some of them just to check out the store, which is wonderful. And then a lot of people have come in and made purchases. And we can't tell you how important it is to support your local hobby shop. Not just Harry's, because maybe some of you can't get to Harry's, but your local hobby shop in your community or wherever across this beautiful land and country and world. Make sure you support your local hobby shop like Harry's. And that's where we are today. And guess what? This is a brand new thing I'm going to be doing. Unboxing videos of vintage kits. Because if you don't know this, and you probably don't unless you're a Harry's regular, Harry has some of the best vintage kits. He gets vintage kits in all the time. And some of it is extremely, extremely interesting stuff, like what I'm going to unbox today for my very first unboxing video at Harry's Hobbies here in Norton, Massachusetts. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a vintage AirFix Hurricane. And I remember this kit when I was a wee lad in Florida, and my brother was eyeing this kit, so therefore I was eyeing this kit. And I can't believe he has it. I've never seen one of these in person. My brother and I were never able to get it. It was too expensive. My parents refused to give it to us. But here it is in the flesh and blood AirFix. If you know, I just did the AirFix Spitfire 124 scale, and it was a wonderful kit. There were some tricky issues. I'm an honest guy. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, but there were a few little tricky things in that kit. But overall, that was a fantastic, fantastic kit, and I highly recommend going and getting some of the new AirFix stuff, because they're doing an incredible job. A lot of brand new moldings for a lot of the I think they're doing some re-releases, but they're redoing molding. A lot of brand new retooled stuff that they've got coming out looks wonderful. But let's go back in time to 1973, I think, is when this kit was produced in 124 scale, which AirFix is one of the few model companies that do any 124 scale. I think it's a wonderful scale if you can find it, because for an older guy like me whose eyesight is going, it's easier to work on the big stuff than it is the little stuff. And if you're a scratch builder and want to add a bunch of detail, there's plenty of room to do all that. So so I love the 124 scale, and it's nice to see AirFix coming out with more 124 scale kits. But like I said, let's go back in time to 1974. The beautiful box art, by the way, just gorgeous. Vintage box art. I don't even know what Harry's asking for this kit, but it is all complete, and you can find a lot of stuff like this here at Harry's. So let's open it up. Now, I'll never understand this, why they molded these kits in the light blue styrene. I have no idea. Maybe somebody from AirFix can answer that question for me. But right off the bat, let's look at the decals. Now, these are going all the way back to 1973, I believe. That's when we think this is. And unfortunately, I don't think these decals are going to be usable. I don't think so. But there they all are. Now, what I would do in this situation, being also a designer, I would scan these into my computer, and I would recreate these in Illustrator and in vector format, and then I would send them off to my friend that makes decals for me, and I would recreate these decals. I don't even know, you could probably find somebody on the old internet that could probably has a set of these, but if not, these are fairly easy to replicate using Adobe Illustrator if you know how to do that. And if you don't, you can contact me and I can recreate the decals for you if you want me to. You can reach me at thepopeofplastic.com, thepopeofplastic.com. So if you need any help with that stuff, I'm happy to help you. The instruction sheet, beautifully done. You wouldn't know this was done in 1973 by how nicely it's printed. It's full color, which is, I can't believe it, for 1973. 3 or 4, that you get a full color decal. What am I talking about? Instruction booklet. AirFix instructions are great. Now this kit, you can also put an electric motor in it. It does not come with it, but it has room to put an electric motor in it to spin the prop if you wanted to do something like that. I'm not into all the gimmicks. I just like building the model the way it is, out of the box, add in detail where I need to. But instructions are fairly clear. They are pretty complex. Now, they don't have a whole lot of writing telling you exactly where everything goes or anything like that. So you have to just use all visuals, which is pretty much when I build a model, that's what I'm doing anyway. I'm looking more visually at the instructions than I do reading a bunch of stuff. Like, for example, Zucchimura's instructions, they are very complex models and they have a ton of writing and tell you very important steps, you know, when to, you know, assemble this piece and place this piece, and it's all in a certain order and everything else. But this, you're just visually going through it and building it. It looks fairly complex. Engine looks like it would build into a really beautiful engine. It comes with a full pilot, which is nice. Probably not molded, not great. We're going to look at them here in a second. But it's just a very detailed. The instructions don't look too bad. Just a word of caution on instructions. Make sure when you're building, always kind of go stay ahead of the game by looking forward in the instructions as you're building, so you can familiarize yourself with how everything goes together. Make sure that you dry fit everything. Always dry fit every single assembly before you glue it together. I'm going to tell you, you can get really frustrated if you get ahead of yourself and go ahead and put cement on parts and try to fit them in, and then you realize you're putting in the wrong part because it looks similar to another part and it doesn't really go there. And next thing you know, you're all screwed up and you're throwing the thing against the wall. That's, believe me, I'm telling you from experience. Anyway, instructions look good. They actually look kind of like modern instructions for 1973. And somebody from AirFix will tell me if I'm right or wrong, but that's when I think this is from. But it looks nice, and it looks like it's not overly complicated. Let's look at the plastic now. From going way back, I love this. Is my favorite part, is to look at vintage plastic, vintage detail. I'm gonna tell you, they probably don't have recessed panel lines with this, and I'm the first person who gets to open this since 1973, 74, 75. Look at all the parts. Just, oh my God. I'll put these back in the back. Put that down. What is this thing? What is this we got here? AirFix range includes our 300 constant scale kits. Among them are aircraft monitor. Oh, this is cool. It's just telling about you can send a complaint department. I wish more model companies had the complaint department. I can think of a lot of model companies that I'd be filling this out, but this little sheet would not fit all the complaints I have for, let's say, a company that starts with a T and ends with an R out of China. I won't mention any names, but that's really nice. I don't think they probably have anybody in the complaint department anymore if I mail this in. Fuselage. Now that does have some recessed panel lines, and I gotta tell you, it's got a texture. Look at this, textured surface. It's actually beautiful molding in recessed panel lines. Does it have any raised? Well, recessed no, these are raised rivets. It's a mixture of raised and recessed, which is really cool to see. Let's see what the inside looks like. Nope, no detail on the inside. Wing section. This looks like a great kit, actually. I bet this thing would come out beautiful. Now, these are all raised rivets. I don't know that on the real aircraft that it had raised rivets, but I doubt it. I don't think so. But that's molded nicely. You know what? I gotta be honest with you. Everybody come, oh, it's got raised rivets. I actually like raised rivets. I think when you weather it and everything else, it's easier for somebody who's a beginner modeler to get those rivets to pop, you know. So I'm not gonna say that it's a bad thing because it has some raised rivets. top wing section. Does that have detail on the inside here? Or no, it would be in here. Nope, no detail on the inside of that. So here we go on the top wing section over here. Again, you got your open gun bays, so you can display the gun bays open. Again, raised rivets with recessed panel lines. So it's a mixture. Now I gotta look up and see if this thing, the real thing, had raised rivets or not. Not very much flash. I don't see hardly any flash on this, which is pretty good for 1973. Now this would have been produced, I'm pretty sure, in England back in the day. So this would have been all molded in England, which is really cool. There's the pilot's arms. Again, you got nice textured surfaces on here, because these surfaces would have been fabric back in the day, and they're emulating that with the textured surface. Let's see, I got the glass here just so I can get out of the way. The glass is kind of thick, but it's clear, but not that. You would want to do some polishing on this, but that's kind of what to be expected for something so old. Now they did this back in the day, which was really unique. They wanted to achieve the clear glass, so they give you the control panel with the clear glass gauges, and you put this in behind the actual instrument panel. I always call it a control panel. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but this is instrument panel, and that goes in behind the plastic panel that they provide you. And I'm hoping that they have gauges you can paint, because I didn't see any decals there for the gauges. So this is all your looks like landing gear detail. You've got flaps and ailerons. Everything is molded really, really nicely. I'm actually really surprised. Here's where we run into problems. Even with the here, okay, AirFix, I'm gonna give you one of my complaints from the Spitfire. Okay, here's a complaint for you. The guns on the Spitfire were not, unfortunately, were not very well done, and I ended up doing my wings guns closed because I was so disappointed. I'm just being honest. I was just so disappointed with the guns and how they engineered where you could not put the cover on, so it covered the guns when they had the ammo cans on. It bewilders me to this day, because it was a modern engineered model kit, and you would think that they would engineer it to where you could put the covers on with the gun, the whatever you call the magazines on there, and you can't. You can only pose it, one way or the other, which I kind of thought was ridiculous. But that's, I'm just giving you my honest opinion. You could have put, but these guns look about the same. Back in 1973, they're molding the guns about as good as they mold them today. Here we get into the engine over here, which I think this would be a beautiful engine. Everything is there. We got a lot of loose parts though, but there's your engine block. That would have been a Merlin engine, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. Somebody will tell me. I don't listen, ladies and gentlemen. I don't claim to be an expert on everything, okay? I build the model. I may call that whatever. Sometimes I make up names for things because I'm not an expert. So don't come yelling at me because I mispronounce something. I call something that it's not. I don't claim to be an expert. I claim to be a model builder. That's it. And when you build as many models as I do, sometimes I forget I'm even building an airplane. I could think this is a fire truck. I never know. I'm building so much that sometimes I get confused. I do know this is a fuselage hat, though. I do know that. Again, beautiful textured recessed panel lines, raised rivets. It does come with a stand, or if you're a Trekkie, you could wear this as a Star Trek symbol on your shirt if you wanted to, or you could put it on a gold chain and hang it there. Let's see, what is this? This looks like it's part of the, I would imagine, to hold the wings in place. Just a bunch of loose parts. Oh, there's the control panel. So the glass on this goes in behind here, and then you have glass gauges,
And then yes, they have the gate. So this is bewildering to me. Oh no, you would paint them from the back. Okay. The all of the numbers and everything are on here. So you have to paint this black. And then you know what? I think you'd have to paint it in reverse. I think you'd have to paint it all your detail white or whatever, and then you would put black over it so you can see it through. I don't know. I'd have to get into building the model to figure it out. Excuse me. Rubber wheels, which is cool. Now they did not do rubber wheels on the new Spitfire, but they did real wubba wheels. I just had surgery, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm a little loopy on pain medication, if you haven't noticed. So anyway, real rubber tires, which is really good to see. The good thing about rubber in vintage model kits is it doesn't get hard like vinyl does if it's stored properly. But the vinyl tends to just get super hard and unusable. So it's a good thing that these are rubber. And they do have the Dunlop airplane logo on them, which is really cool. So when you dry brush these to give them a little weathering, that'll all pop and show up. Here's your spinner. Here's part of your, here's your pilot. It's not so bad. You know, you could paint this guy up and make him look fairly good. He's got really small feet. He's got feet the size of, looks like wears a women's 5 shoe. This guy's got some small feet. Anyway, pilot doesn't look too bad. And just a whole bunch of stuff. Here's your spinner detail. Not bad. Everything looks good. So what I will say in closing, number one, thank you for Harry's Hobbies letting me come in here and open up a vintage kit. And I'll be doing these every week. I'm going to come every week because he has got thousands and thousands of models. If you can't find it here, you might as well quit and get out of the hobby and do something else, because it probably doesn't exist. But he has everything. As you can see, I'm in the Hot Wheels room, and there's just Hot Wheels all over the place. And this hobby shop is just endless with different things that you can find. You could literally spend all day exploring here, and it's like a museum. You got your used stuff, but you also have all the great new stuff. And if they don't have it here, they'll find it for you. Like this vintage Hurricane kit, which I love unboxing this old stuff. And it's an honor to be able to do this kind of stuff. And he's got tons of this stuff around. You never know what you're going to find. I just found that Colt model, the pistol model by Intex. I never thought I'd ever see that gun, because you can't even find it online. And I was going through, and lo and behold, where was it? Here at Harry's. All the time I've been searching for my entire life, and it was sitting here at Harry's, and I just built it. Check it out on my iModeler, or check it out on my website, thepopoplastic.com. This is terrific. We're going to be doing more of these. I hope you enjoy these vintage model unboxings, because that's mainly what I'm going to do from here at Harry's. Once a week, I'm going to post a vintage model unboxing, but we'll mix some new stuff in as well. Maybe I'll talk about some of the new stuff that's come in. But this is day one. This is the first time we've ever done this. And Harry is a great guy. The whole team here is wonderful. And Katie next door in the model shop. Just everybody here is fantastic. And you got to come here. And if you can't come to Harry's, you can find them online, Harry's Hobbies, in Norton, Massachusetts. And then also, Harry does a lot of shows, tons of shows. Go to the website. What is the website? The cameraman doesn't know the website.
You get on Mummy Mia.
Mummy Mia. I'm going to have to put it in the description of this video, because nobody seems to know. But anyway, they do have a beautiful website, and you can call here, and if Harry will find it for you, Harry will send it out to you. But we're going to be doing a lot of these.
And you just do a Google search.
And you can do a Google search, Harry's Hobbies, and you can also find it on my YouTube channel at the Popoplastic, because I do a tour of Harry's, and the phone number is on there as well. But go to the most important thing is, if you can't go to Harry's, go to your local hobby shop and support them. That is the number one thing. We got to keep this hobby going and keep it alive. Forget about Hobby Lobby. Come on. I mean, it's ridiculous, unless that's your only avenue. But you got to support hobby shops like Harry's Hobbies. And and he's got just beautiful stuff like this AirFix Hurricane. And come on down. I'm sure he'd give you a good deal on it. And why don't you come down and buy the Hurricane, give it to me. I will build it, museum quality, and I'll send it back to you. How about that? How about them apples, as we say. Anyway, thanks everybody for viewing. I'm going to do another one of these next week. Who knows what we're going to be doing ships and planes and trains and rocket ships. And who knows, Wienermobiles. We're going to do everything that we can find here, all different stuff, not just planes. And we're going to do everything. So tune in each week, and I'll have another vintage kit. Come on down to Harry's. Thanks everybody for watching. This is the Pope of Plastic, not from the Cathedral of Model Building, but from an actual beautiful, privately owned, family owned hobby shop, Harry's Hobbies. Thanks so much for watching.